In Wuthering Waves, everything from power, identity to concepts are shaped by a singular underlying force, resonance. Something that we all understand on a surface level, but what is it in its entirety? What really are fortes? What really is resonance? And are there any limitations to it? Why is it so prevalent in the world itself? In a world made of sounds, what is resonance? Well, resonance is both an energy and also an action. Essentially, resonance is the quality in a sound and its reverberation, but also the reinforcement or prolongation of a sound by reflection from a surface, or something you're more familiar with, the synchronous vibrations of a neighboring object. This last part is more in line with what happens to people in Solaris-III when they obtain their fortes, or when you activate anything made out of remnant energy. Yes, this means that the shorekeeper and the rover quite literally vibrate together no matter the distance. It is quite beautiful if you think about it. This is why every forte is related to an object or some kind of a concept. Anything and everything can resonate. The world itself is semi-alive, or, at the very least, is influenced by the mind's beliefs and actions of living beings in the world. Even the Somnoir notes this, as it of course was made to help find answers within the dreams of everyone. What would happen if a Threnodian of nightmares entered into it, however? Essentially, the more real you are, the more you can do. This does, however, explain how and why Threnodians are so linked with humanity, and why they are technically unkillable. Human emotions, ideas, actions, beliefs, and thoughts can form Threnodians, which in turn can change the world. Ultimately, the answer to defeat the Lament lies not in the creation of technologies, nor in the skill of fighters, but in the unconquerable human spirit. It lies within the spirit of man, the hope and the will of humanity. Surely there must be a Sentinel out there that was not programmed. Surely there is one of free will out there protecting. Perhaps the Sentinel is none other than the rover themselves? Resonating with something can often change you or the person. Let's use the rover and the shorekeeper's resonance as an example. The two of them resonated with each other, but what does this mean exactly? What does resonating with something even entail, and how can it happen?
Moment of resonance.
Resonating with something requires several factors, one of which deals with your mind and the mental aspects. When your subconscious has a certain level of vibration with something else, known as syntony, the awakening process could begin. This is not the only way to get to this point, however. This would allow for resonant energy to begin accumulating within the body, changing it, altering it, and of course, enhancing it. This moment of first resonance is likely the most dangerous part, and could result in death. Using the second awakening as an example, death might occur during the first awakening, but might be less of an issue compared to the second awakening. Awakening can occur at several points, either forcefully through an artificial means like with Camellia, naturally as you age such as with Jianjin or Tao Chi, through birth such as with Jinqi, or through unique circumstances such as with Yuan Wu, or in a different category altogether such as the rover and the shorekeeper. Awakening is what determines what kind of resonator you are. An order I mentioned earlier is artificial, mutant, congenital, and mutant. We don't exactly know what the rover and shorekeeper are truly classified as. Awakening is not always a constructive thing. It can also result in horrific changes to the mind, body, scarring, or even result in death. Some entities such as Cartethia or Shorekeeper, who were created, do not have such risks, as they were created with their forte usable. However, the Shorekeeper and Cartethia both did go through a second awakening. In addition to this, awakening can occur at any age, at any time, and under any circumstances, making it entirely unpredictable. Resonant energy is a unique form of remnant energy that is used by resonators. Think of it like how your body naturally turns food into energy or muscle mass. Remnant energy appears to be gained through several methods. Gained through kinetic actions, eating, drinking, and gained over time. However, it can be obtained through unique circumstances, such as with Rover and the Shorekeeper. Resonant energy also appears to be able to act as stamina, and is likely what helps strengthen the body to allow for these superhuman feats such as dodging beams of light or taking a blast of pure deatomization. Resonant energy is unique. It's like another form of stamina, though in-game it acts a bit differently, requiring the usage of intro-outro skills, using your skill, and doing attack combos to gain it. That said, you can earn some energy while not on field with the character, helping to showcase that kinetic side of things. Special thanks to Zani for showing us that it can be affected by caloric intake, but also doesn't stop you from being tired. A Forte is best compared to an innate ability that a resonator possesses, much like curse techniques from Jujutsu Kaisen. These are etched into the mind, body, and perhaps even the soul. A Forte is essentially what a resonator resonates with, what they can manipulate, change, and in some cases, what can and cannot hurt them. Sentinels and Threnodians have them as well. A Forte includes things such as skills, abilities, liberation, and what attribute they resonate with. That said, not everything you resonate with can be a Forte. The Shorekeeper and the Rover resonate with each other, but neither appear to have abilities from resonating with each other, meaning it is completely possible for no Forte to exist, and for the resonance to be purely that of love. Ultimately, a Forte is still influenced by the subconscious mind, which can help shape and give it new meaning. Meaning it is possible for two people to resonate with the same thing, yet utilize it in vastly different ways. For a quick theory, it is likely possible someone can resonate like Alto does, but utilize the mist to erode instead of cloaking. Tacit marks appear on the body in various different manners, locations, and sizes. They look like sound waves on the body, and they store remnant energy. Black is the standard color, but it is possible for these tacit marks to be different colors entirely. Let's look at Donjin, for example, who has a red tacit mark, likely because she deals with her own blood. Perhaps her tacit mark stores blood in addition to remnant energy, giving it a more reddish tone. The difference between a 5-star and a 4-star are actually because of these marking sizes. However, you might have noticed that the Rover doesn't have a 5-star mark. This is because the Rover was made with the idea of storing Abby, so Rover only has storage for Abby, who then essentially has a near infinite storage capacity themselves. The Shorekeeper also does not have a tacit mark. She does not have a tacit core like Sentinels or Threnodians do either. She is a higher being than they are. A tacit mark is essentially the mitochondria of a resonator. They take calories, remnant energy, and kinetic energy and turn it into resonance energy to be utilized by a resonator. Sentinels and Threnodians, of course, resonate just like everyone else does. They can even have humans resonate with them. This appears to be possible in two methods: if someone legitimately resonates similarly, like with Genshi and Jue, or if they were made for that express purpose, like with Fleur-de-Lis. Due to the two sharing commonalities, it is even possible to resonate with both a Sentinel and a Threnodian, though the stability of one's resonance and frequencies must be exceptionally high and stable, similarly to how the Shorekeeper resonates with sound and also with Rover, or how the Rover is capable of resonating with the core of multiple attributes. The more real you are, the more you can change the world, and the more the world can shape you. Perhaps Rover and Shorekeeper's knowledge of the end of the world are forcing it onto the path it has been on. The Shorekeeper's ability to resonate with euphonous, which translates to musical, but can also mean something like a pleasing or sweet sound, is why she is capable of creating stars black holes turning into a butterfly, and of course, resonating with the rover. The more stable you are, the broader of something you can resonate with. The more stable you are, the stronger your power and potential. Sentinels and Threnodians, being entities that are created of remnant energy, are exceptionally stable by default, but are further enhanced in unique ways. Threnodians are bound to the concepts of humanity, and, as a result, the only way to truly kill a Threnodian is to eradicate what makes them stable: humans. Sentinels, however, are artificially created and sent to defend civilizations. Sentinels as a creation of the Black Shores, or perhaps of the Lady in White, or perhaps an unknown third observer. They are therefore much weaker, at least defensively. Their ace card comes in the fact they do not lose power when someone resonates with them, unlike Threnodians who become shackled. This actually makes sense if you think about it, because they are concepts made by man. If they resonate with one, then they are bound to them, shackled by them. Geshulen treating Overthrax like a dog would go crazy, not gonna lie. Call her around dreamless and everything, telling her to bark. Anyway. Obtaining a Forte tells a lot about who you are, and it doesn't seem to allow for a lot of change. As far as we're aware, Fortes don't change over time and are linked to the mind. Using Camellia as an example, we can see that the ability to grow as a person is exceptionally hindered. Sure, she was created and is under the effects of brainwashing, but she never changed. She accepted what her Forte was telling her. It is possible to evolve your Forte, so perhaps there is some room for change, for becoming a different person, but how free are people in reality? Are resonators really just another step closer to tacit discords? Is there hope that Camellia will become a better person? Does free will exist within the world of Solaris-III, or do they follow a more Carl Jungian approach, where it's only part of the subconscious, meaning that what you constitute as yourself and your thoughts are still just as ever free, that your Forte is only part of you, but not you as a whole? Let me know your thoughts about it down below, and in the meantime, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.